We all know how important effective communication is to the success of our organizations. Today we're going to talk about a very critical communication skill, the art of giving feedback. Everybody needs feedback. It's how others let us know how well we're doing on the job. There are two kinds of feedback that we'll talk about today. Reinforcing feedback is when we let people know that they're doing something well and we want them to continue, and constructive feedback is when we're telling people that they need to do things differently. Managers, supervisors, and team leaders all have an ongoing responsibility to give people timely feedback. It's also very important for peers to have the ability to give one another feedback. So you might want to consider feedback as information that comes from any source that helps people to be more effective on the job. Today we're going to give you 6 tips on how to give feedback effectively. Number 1, make sure that when you give people feedback, your intention is to be helpful. Never give people feedback to flatter them or to punish them. Second, feedback should be timely. In other words, give people feedback as close to the observed behavior as possible. Sometimes, though, people are a little too stressed or too busy, so in those cases, you might want to wait for a better time to give people feedback. Number 3, feedback should be based on specific observable behavior. It's all well and good to let people know they're doing a good job or that they need to improve in a particular area in non-specific terms, but when you let people know exactly what it is that they're doing, that they need to improve or continue, it's a lot more helpful. So make sure that your feedback is specific. Tip number 4, make sure to explain the impacts of behavior. Let people know how their behavior is either helping or hurting the results of the organization. Tip number 5, offer suggestions. Let people know what they can do to continue to do an effective job and what things they need to do differently. Tip number 6 is very important. Let's make sure we don't get carried away with too much constructive feedback. People often say that they can do 100 things right in a day, but the one thing they hear about is the thing that they did wrong. That gets kind of old and makes people feel defensive and can be very discouraging over the long haul. So let's make sure that we don't just give people constructive feedback, but we give them lots of reinforcing feedback and other forms of encouragement. If you'd like to have an in-house workshop on how to improve feedback in your organization, go to stezzitraining.com. Thank you.